Testing 1 2. I want to say pleasant good morning to each and everyone who just joining us here at the BVI. We are here in Chocolate City Road Town as we're having an international friendly. We have the US Virgin Islands going up against the British Virgin Islands. As the BVI, they are in the green, and the US Virgin Islands, they are in the yellow. As we are here in the hot sunlight, where it's an international friendly, and we have CCT as well on board, collaborating with 284. It's football there, and we are going to have a good game, I promise you. Here we have Guillaume Parkins in the middle. As seems as though the BVI, they will be on the ball, as we have Lashan. Front still awaiting the kickoff, as Guillaume Parkins is just looking, checking to see if everything in the right spots. His assistants, Ronell and Jackson, it seems. They are getting things organized. His hands raised to the officials, and the whistle goes. We are live here as the BVI in the middle. Knocked it up. Find Morton. Morton take it down nicely. Push it out. Find Miles. Miles push it back inside. Find Morton. Morton tapped it back inside. But I didn't do this one correctly. The ball going over the touchline. That's going to be the first throw of the match for the US Virgin Islands. Ball inside once more. Down the flank. A little rush of it. Number 3, Abrams pushing it back. Find Parkins in goal. Parkins knocked it up the pitch. Still bouncing anyone's ball. He's in the air, trying to pull it down. And he's in the middle once more, trying to get it up. Can't keep it on the pitch, and the ball going off the pitch. It's going to be a throw-in. Same as for the BVI team in green, as players trying to organize themselves down the flank. BVI trying to get closer, and ball played out by the defender. Push it back up the flank nicely for the US Virgin Islands, trying to add and getting it across as the ball pushed off the line. It's going to be a throw in for the US Virgin Islands, says Jackson, number 7, the captain. Number 3 rather, toss it in for the US Virgin Islands. Ball come back to the Dread, but loses it as BVI knocked it up the flank. That's lateral. The number 10 player for the British Virgin Islands. Ball going over the touchline as Miles pushing it back to Morton. Morton with the ball in hands, trying to push his man down deep inside. Number 4, send it inside. Knocked out by the defender, and it's going out. And it's going to be a throw-in once more for the BVI. Morton once more, trying to get into the scoring column. Send a long throw in. Nice one. A lot of screaming. Heads goes up. Keeper nicely pull it down. Ezekiel, let's pull it out of there. That's he's in goal here for the US Virgin Islands. Roll it out to the defender. Find Renier. Renier pushing it back inside. As the sweeper just getting out. Find number 4. Number 4 knocked it down. Push it inside the middle, but loses it. Finley for the British Virgin Islands. Pushing it out. Find Miles. Miles pinch out. Turn the wrong way and loses it to the defender. As he knocked it out. Ball is in the air once more. As the player up front, Julian trying to get there, but being Outplayed by Abrams, who pushing it back inside to number 11. Number 11 for the BVI. Looked up, turns again once more, trying to decide, going back to his keeper. Your Parkins in goal for the BVI. Turns, going the other way, getting it out for the defender on the right as he taking it up the flank. BVI in control, knocked it over once more in the middle. Defender going, lash on for the BVI, the striker, shielding it, keeping it on the pitch. No, he can't, as he been pushed off by the defender. Lionel couldn't get there first. Lashan beat him to the target. He's pushed it off, and it's going to be Morton once more with a throw-in. Just by the corner and along the flank. Zander. Trouble, could be problems here. Zander by himself alone. Oh my goodness. Fumbles. Scoring opportunity by Zander. Could have get there, but between the defender and the keeper, easily could have tapped it over. Keeper way off his line, but didn't do so. Keeper end up receiving it, and it's going to be a throw-in. So as the clock is ticking over, a little held up, the ball went off the pitch, but it throw back to the US Virgin Islands. Left defender pushing it up the flank, putting it back. Same as though you have a lot of time. Ball going off the pitch once more. US Virgin Islands throwing once more as Taz get it up the flank, trying to reach the striker. Julian, who losing his footing. Now whistling the play. Says Guillaume, he's in the middle, alongside Jackson and Vernel, as I told you before. That's the three officials for this game this afternoon. And yet both teams yet to get into the scoring column. We are early in the game as well, so still looking for some great games here. A lot of screaming and shouting. It's going to be a free kick for the US Virgin Islands as the box is crowded with players. As he knocked it in, not a good one. The ball deflect and going inside, bubbles a bit inside, but the British Virgin Islands trying to get it out of content, trying to push it back down the pitch. Held it up nicely. Number 10, Zaya, pushing it across, trying to find his player, but the BVI was there. Heavy tackle comes in from the US Virgin Islands. Ball off the pitch. It's going to be a throw-in for the BVI. And the game is still a bit bubbled, yet both teams yet to settle down and string some passes. But they are looking rather even, pushing it out. Morton on the left, tapped it over, diagonal across, trying to find his player, cut out there by the big man in the back there. That's Elijah trying to get it out, and not getting too far. Jaden trying to whip it down the pitch, but Bruce taking the better of it. And it's going to be a throw-in for the British Virgin Islands once more. As I told you before, it's an international friendly. It's the US Virgin Islands going up against the British Virgin Islands. The U20. And, Morton once more. Ball in hand, toss it in, trying to find his player, Lachel, who making himself wide, pushing it back, find Morton. Morton try to go through the defender legs, but can't do so. The ball going off the pitch, and it's going to be a throw-in once more for the British Virgin Islands. Morton hustling up, find Lachan turn nicely between two players, looking rather dangerous, but cut out there by the defender. And Lachan trying to get it inside, but knocked out there nicely. US Virgin Islands trying to string some passes. Number 14 down the wing, cut out there once more by the BVI. That's Ben, and the ball going the other way. Come across, find Morton. Number 4. Morton trying to decide, taking it to the US. Turns, but being hustled by a player. Have to go back to the number 3. That's Julian trying to run him over. Number 23, that's Julian, but get there first is Parkins, pushing across from left to right, going across on the right once more. The British Virgin Islands in control in their green, taking it up the flank nicely, making a lot of grounds there as they push it inside, cut out there by the defender of the British Virgin Islands. Ball going the other way once more in the middle. Number 3, that's Abrams, trying to go ahead, find number 11. Number 11 turns, ball going off the pitch once more. It's going to be a throw-in once more for the BVI, it seems. Even Steven so far, both teams are looking rather calm, cool and collective. They are not really doing nothing rash so far. And giving Guillaume, he's in the middle, giving him an easy time so far, alongside Jackson and Vonell. Richards, as a matter of fact, throwing for the British pen. Knocked out, not too far, making more height and distance as the ball bubbles in the middle of the pitch once more. Comes out to the BVI, shot comes in. Ball deflect and come back out. Miles between two players. Ball get back out. Find Morton. Morton trying to slap it back in, but making more height and get it away from target. And it's going to be a goal kick. So, we are in the 10th minute of the first half. As the US Virgin Islands had a chance going to begin. The striker get between, passes the sweeper, get between the sweeper and the keeper. The keeper was way out his goal and just needed a tap over, but didn't do so. Anyhow, they can't look at that now. That's gone already. There's nothing they could do about it. All with the keeper for Ezekiel, the US Virgin Island, who knocked it out. And the wing, tapped inside by the BVI. Lashan. BVI still trying to get through. That's the Abrams in the middle, but loses it. Ball come back. BVI in control still. The ball bubbles and USVI picking it up on the flank, but giving it up to number 3. Number 3 going back to Parkins, who in goal. Sweep it out. Find Morton. Morton had a little hard time. Take it down nicely and push it inside to find who. His brother has the ball going inside once more. Miles on the flank trying to get there, but cut out there by Lionel, which is playing very well so far. Just pushing it off the pitch, and Miles giving up a throw. So pushing back his players, asking his players to come back as the British Virgin Islands. Morton once more. Pushing, send it in. Miles turns nicely. There's a lot of rules in the background, but the defender gets the better of him and moving it nicely. Oh my goodness, having a lot of chance and time as they're just pushing it but losing it once more. Shot comes in. Oh my goodness, just outside the upright. That's Miles, that's number 12. I think he had a chance, but the keeper was equally to it and just stand there as the ball going just outside the upright. And it's going to be a goal kick to the US Virgin Islands. As Ezekiel in goal for the US Virgin Islands. He's there in no hurry. Suit out in his orange. Pushing it out and find Rene getting it out, find Lionel back to Rene get it inside, but cut out there by number 5. That's the Abraham brother. That's number 5. That's Jaden. And the ball going off the pitch. It's going to be a goal kick, it seems, to the US Virgin Islands. Once more, goalkeeper, Jaden, just sets it, scan his field, trying to decide. Send a long ball down. Who on the end of it? Screaming is the BVI, but pushing it nicely. Find Lashan. Lashan couldn't, Latrell, as a matter of fact, couldn't turn nicely. He pushing it inside. Find number 11. Number 11 trying to get around him. Could be trouble. Parkins is there once more. Bubbles knocked it back inside. Oh my goodness, that's double save there by Parkins, who did well. Getting applause by each and everyone here in this stadium so far as he fumbles it, but get back and just make a second attempt and get it. Push it inside the middle. BVI, number 5, trying to get around. That's Jaden, trying to use his strength and power, but couldn't get there. Clean up from his Morton. Morton tapped it back. Find Jaden. Find Miles, number 12, down the flank. Miles push it inside, trying to find Latrell, number 10. Latrell being attacked there by one player, and the ball going off the pitch. And it's going to be a corner, goal kick. Don't know which way the referee was pointing. If it was pointing to the corner, it seems as though it's a goal kick. Everyone is start moving back in their position. We are still 0-0. We are here in Rotown, Tortola, where we're having a friendly, international friendly, where the British Virgin Islands going up against the US Virgin Islands, and we have 284 collaborating with CCT. They are in the house. Ezekiel once as he scanned his field and sent a long ball down. BVI knocked it inside. Looking, building up nicely. Heavy tackle comes in there from the US Virgin Islands. So ball going the other way. In the middle, nice ball. Tapped it inside once more. The US looking rather dangerous in the middle. Pushing it out once more. Pushing it inside, could be trouble. It's into the back of the net. It's a goal. It's a goal. So the US Virgin Islands leading now 1-0 as Zayden. And Zende just knocked it in the far corner, and the US Virgin Islands up 1-0. As here scored in the 15th minute. So the US 1, the British Virgin Islands 0. As nice build up here. As we're seeing the ball build up nicely from the goalkeeper. As the whistle goes once more, Virgin Islands are trailing U20, number 5 going across, find number 11, BVI in control, find Ben trying to go ahead, but ball deflect and come back out. Keeper Pascal made a blunder of it, getting more height than distance, and the shot comes in once more. Oh my goodness, couldn't get it on target, and then again once more, couldn't get it on target as the ball going way outside the upright. As the US Virgin Islands showing what they want to do. Yeah, it seems so far as they're looking like they're more hungry, and they have 1-2 proof so far. As 1-0. Pascal for the British Virgin Islands in goal. Made a fumble. Get it out. Find Jaden. Dindin, as a matter of fact. Dindin trying to find Miles Penn as the ball going off the pitch. And it's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. Ball inside once more. Same as the Julian, number 23. He's hungry for it. He's rather moving swiftly. Ball tapped back inside. Giving it up once more is the British Virgin Islands. US coming the other way. Turns nicely. Number 10 it seems going back out to find the defender. But Miles Penn get the better of him. Heavy tackle comes in. Miles Penn shield him off nicely. Looking for some help. Ball bubbles. And kick as the ball come back and it's going off the pitch. And it's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. So Jackson toss it inside. US Virgin Islands, number 10, trying to shield him off, loses his foot in. Jordan is there, number 5. That's Abraham Brothers. Pushing it across. Couldn't get it over to Ben, and the ball going off the pitch. And screaming as he didn't collect it properly. We see number 10 was down for a while, and seems as though he's signaling. It seems as though he's okay. Looking rather powerful around the ball. That's the number 10. Head goes up. Pushing off US Virgin Islands, trying to go around the British Virgin Islands once more. Loses it. Ball bubbles a bit. Lateral, taking it down. Williams going across, find the man on the wing. Tapped it back inside. Ball and the whistle on the play. So infringement. It's a handball going against the US Virgin Islands. As flag raised by Richardson, Vernell. It's going to be infringement for the British Virgin Islands. It's 1-0. As here we are at the Road Town Tortola, the British Virgin Islands. We are at international friendly where the US doing battle against the British Virgin Islands. The US, they scored in the 15 minutes of the first half. We're still in the first half. Whistle goes. Infringement for the British. Knocked it over. Nice ball inside. Keeper is there. Ball bubbles up and it into the back of the net. It's a goal. So they are even, Steven, as the ball comes off of Ajan, I think it is. And Latrell knocked it in and fine. And Morton, I think, number 4, the defender, who get it into the goal as he was in an rather crowded. Keeper had no chance and the ball going into the back of the net. So it's going to be 1-1. So the BVI equalized in the 19th minute. Ball from the middle once more. Ball pushed back. Going back to the sweeper. Trying to suck in the British Virgin Islands. Yes, in control. As they going up the flank nicely. Held it back nicely. Going around his player. Looking very neat and compact. Is the US. Nice ball inside the middle. And losing his foot in as he's trying to do too much. Ball going the other way. Pushing the cross. Miles is there. Turn his back. The ball deflect and come out. Fine Morton. Morton, number 4. Morton tapped it inside. Ball deflect and come back out. Finding Lashan Williams trying to do too much, taken away by the US Virgin Islands as he coming the other way. Dylan pushing it out and find number 23. Number 23 hustling. Number 23 looking rather smart on the ball as Abrams get a bit of him. The ball go push back and going the other way. Back to number 3, Ezekiel. And Ezekiel just leaving it for the keeper as he knocked it back. Find Ezekiel. Ezekiel trying to decide by going back to his keeper. And even Steven here at the as the ball comes in nicely, picked down by Didn't push it in, trying to find his player. Tapped it over the head and into the back of the net once more. So the BVI now going ahead in the 18th and the 19th minute of the first half. So they are ahead now with their nose in front. As a little lackadaisical with the US Virgin Islands. They stood there and nice ball from Ajan, who scored the first goal for the BVI and knocked it over. Find Ben on the right flank. Tapped it inside. And the keeper was coming off his line. Had no chance. So we are 2-1 in favor of the British Virgin Islands. Team in green has once more Julian pushing it back. Looking rather smart on the ball. Hustling a bit up top. Trying to get, but they have to contend with the Abrams brother. That's Din, who is a very smart player. Ball back to the defender. Send a long ball there and a lot across. Trying to find the goal scorer, but ball being pushed back by the defender. And the US Virgin Islands tapped it over, trying to find his player. Let's see who comes up on the end of it. They're having it. Number 7 down the flank. Number 7 still in control, but Morton is there. Number 7. Dylan knocked it in. Who is there? No one is there. Ball going straight across the goal, the face of the goal. And going out, find Ben with the ball, who whipped it down the flank. Let's see who is there. Latrell. I'm getting mixed up here with Lashan and Latrell. Ball being pushed back diagonal across the pitch, trying to find the number 3 player, who is Lionel, and it's going off the pitch. And because of the heat of the weather here, seems as though they're having a water break. So we'll be right back after the water break, as the British Virgin Islands in a friendly, they are doing battle versus the US Virgin Islands. The US Virgin Islands scored in the 15th minute of the first half, as the US Virgin Islands come back in the 18th minute and the 20th minute to go ahead. So we on a water break at the moment. Back here at the A.O. Shirley Recreation Ground as the beat goes on. This is the US Virgin Islands, as I said before, going up against the British Virgin Islands, as Williams really moving. He's a small stature, using very well, moving very well in the middle, as he tried to do too much and loses it. But was getting through. And a whistle on the play. It's going to be an infringement for the BVI, the British Virgin Islands. Behind the ball, we see the number 10, see number 4, Morton is there as well. And this one in a good position. It's in a good distance to go up and come down. The goalkeeper have to watch himself. Whistle goes once more. Morton. Leave it to number 10, Trell. Trell knocked it in, but just get it just outside the upright as the ball going away from the target. And it's going to be a goal kick for the US Virgin Islands. From the back of the net, number 15, that was Ezekiel. And the British Virgin Islands came back with Morton, who equalized. And then Morton, it seems again, I think he scored 2 goals going ahead. So the BVI, they are 2 goals to 1. Came from behind and going ahead. Ezekiel send a long ball down. Head going up. If I get the better of it, that's Ben. Ben knocked it down, but can't keep it on the pitch, says Vernell. Got to be a throw-in for the BVI as they're trying to add to their total. It's both teams playing very well so far. It's just a slight mistake. BVI making the first mistake where the striker get around the defender and fails to just tap it over the keeper head who parked in, so way up his line. And chance going to begin, but they are still trailing. Was leading for a moment. We are in the first half still, as we just came off the water break. Ball pushed out on the left. It's the US Virgin Islands. Knocked it down the flank. Let's see who is there. Getting it out to number 11 for the BVI, who just pushing it back. Find his keeper. That's Hawkins in goal. As he looked up and swing it across. Find Abrams, the captain for the British Virgin Islands. Find Morton. Being attacked by one player. Nicely find Trell. Trell tapped it inside trying to find Lashan. We know he have speed, but this ball was more faster than him. Keeper gets there first. Who just easy, relaxing. He's cool in his bright orange. He's just scanning his field in no hurry. And he's whipped this one down. Morton making a lot of height, pushing it inside. Was knocked back out by the defender. Defender pushing it out and trying to find Dylan. Dylan, number 7, who pushed it inside. Take down there by Jaden. Jaden trying to get around his player. Finally gets out. But they are attacking by the numbers. Oh my goodness. Number 5 went up high end, but he's down and trying to raise his hands, going after, asking him what up, but nothing seems to come out of it. And losing his foot in his Abrams once more. He's down. Let's give him, blows the whistle, stop the play. Come and check, see what's up, what's on with him. As he calling for the physio. Seems as though he's trying to get in a tangle with one of the players. Zion clash with Abrams, number 5, number 10, number 10 for the US Virgin Islands, with the number 5 for the British Virgin Islands. That's Abrams. Get up and probably ask him what's up. Was upset, but keep his cool. Continues. And the second time he's down. So the physio is out checking him, and play is just held up for a bit. Still there, seems as though he's very uncomfortable, but he's being checked there by the physio. So he seems as though he's up and above. He's jogging off the pitch. So it's nothing too severe as Guillaume. Plays continued from the back as the keeper. Roll it out and find Rene. Rene trying to decide. Get it inside. Find number Zion number 10, who looking rather compact. He's a very strong player, it seems. So knocked it diagonal out to his left, but cut out there by the BVI. Losing it, giving it up once more as the US Virgin Islands collect it nicely as Julian knocked it out, find him on the left as he trying to get it inside, but loses it to the BVI. Ball coming the other way. Lateral, the number 10 player. Zion taking it away and going across, losing his footing, but managed to get it to his player. Back to Zion. Zion pushing it back to midfield. Nice ball going around him. Oh my goodness, good playing here. Very smart of the US, and a whistle on the play as the British Virgin Islands is the guilty culprit. It's going to be an infringement, it seems, for the US Virgin Islands. It's number 3 on the right, raising his hands all by himself. Player looked up, scan his field. Player start to reverse. Just take a shot. One, give it to Zion. Zion, number 10, knocked it inside and find Jaden slapped it, but ball deflect and going back to the BVI. Miles tapped it over, trying to find Lashan. Lashan with one player to pass, but good defensive playing here by his player, going back to the keeper, who just tapped it out. And the ball shield off and going across to the defender on the left as the BVI trying to add some pressure. Whistle on the play once more, says Guillaume. He's doing he's in the middle. He's doing the honestly for we this afternoon as the British Virgin Islands International Friendly going up against the US. It's 2-1 in favor of the British Virgin Islands, who came from behind. US was in front, the nose in front for a while, and just a little lackadaisical. There's two shots come on to goal less than a minute. Ball pushed back out. Number 3 can't keep it on the pitch, and it's going to be a throw-in for the British Virgin Islands once more as the ball going off the pitch, and it's going to be a throw-in. Number 4 once more, Morton. Seems as though he have a very strong throw as he scans his field. He's in number 4. Send it inside, trying to find his player. It goes up from the defender as the ball going off the pitch. Going the other way, not getting it where he intended to, and it's going to be a corner for the British Virgin Islands once more. Remember, it's international friendly. It's the U20 from the US Virgin Islands. They're going up against the British Virgin Islands. See, in the British Virgin Islands, we haven't seen Maz. We haven't seen Kwashi as well. We know these are very strong players, but they are not here today. As number 10, Latrell, it seems, Latrell Williams will be taking the corner. Knocked it inside. Good ball inside. Head goes up again once more. Bubbles a bit there. And it's sent to the back of the net once more. Oh my goodness, as the US Virgin Islands couldn't keep up with this one, as the British Virgin Islands have some good jumpers. They made up some rather big height, and the ball going into the back of the net once more. So the British Virgin Islands, they are up, and they are 3-1. The US Virgin Islands scored first in the 15th minute of the first half, and we are here in the 30th minutes unofficially. Where they are leading now 3-1. British Virgin Islands, they have to get it out because they are looking very strong up front, where number 7, number 23, and Zender, they are playing very well, so they have to get it up and out and not in the back, because the British Virgin Islands are pressing. They still knocked it in. Ball deflect inside, head out there by one of the defender, trying to get it in. Is Lashan. Ball deflect and coming back out. St. Thomas, US Virgin Islands on the end of it and pushing it out. Find Dylan, number 7, trying to find his player. Do so nicely. Number 13 turns, but losing it. Has the ball going back, and he's trying to get it inside. Nice ball there as he pushing it inside. As Jordan getting it down the flank, but getting just as Dindin, the Abrams, as Morton shielding it nicely. Morton still with it, looking for some help. Morton tapped it back, fine Abrams, number 5. In the middle, a very strong player. He's still there, knocked it inside, trying to find his player, but cut out there by the Taj, the defender for the US Virgin Islands. And the whistle on the play once more as we have number 7. Dylan, he's down. Rubbing his right thigh. I don't know, game is there, he's in. And he called the physio out once more. Physio is out for the US Virgin Islands as and is on the buttocks, number 7. As we are here in Rotom Tortola, the British Virgin Islands, where the US Virgin Islands doing battle versus the British, and have a slight hold up by number 7. And he's up. He's there with the physio. Now just walking him off the pitch. Gingerly, he's still limping, it seems, and with his head pointing to the sky. Ball being played from the back once more. British. And they're green. Nicely bent, going back. Find the defender. Defender pushed it inside. Find Abrams, number 5. It's a twin, the number 5 and the number 3, as he pushing it out, trying to find Morton. Morton just couldn't get there, and the ball going off the pitch. It's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. With ball in hand, Lightnell get it inside. Find Rene. Rene trying to decide, get it in, push it in, and find Jaden. Jaden losing his foot in, whistle on the play as Lachel was the guilty culprit, just pulling him down. Trying to handle up things. Whistle on the play. An infringement for the US Virgin Islands. It's 3-1, and we are still in the first half. We are 34th minutes unofficially, and US Virgin Islands find the back of the net first, but the British Virgin Islands step it up a bit. Parkins comes out, but head goes up. The British Virgin Islands, they are rather out jumping the US Virgin Islands, and then very strong player, but Zion get the better of him. Turn the other way. Nice ball inside the middle. Just Virgin Island. Top strings and passing, but giving it up once more. Ben pushing it inside and find his midfielder as he turns, looking for some help. Get it out. Find Morton on the left. Morton slapped it in, trying to find Lashan, but overcooked this one as the keeper comes out and get there first. And he just easily just looked up and tapped it over, trying to find Rene. Rene going across, but giving it up. Ben once more. Ben, same as though he have so many time. Ben still taking him on. Ben down the flank. And good defensive playing. Just pushed off the pitch for his players to get back into position. The defender, Taz. And it's going to be a throw-in for the British Virgin Islands. We are here in Chocolate City, Road Town. It's 3 goals at the AO Shirley Recreation Ground. It's 3-1. The US Virgin Islands get into the scoring column first, but now they are trailing. Going to be a throw-in. Get it inside. US Virgin Islands trying to get it out of the danger zone, pushing it up the pitch. In a tendency up, knocked it inside. The US Virgin Islands advancing, but giving it up once more. Morton get it out. Find Miles Penn, who held it up a bit, being attacked there by his player, who get the better of him and knocked it down. That's Callian, who couldn't keep it on the pitch, and it's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. It's 3-1 as number 3 for the US Virgin Islands. It's going to be British Virgin Islands throw rather, as number 4 Morton once more with ball in hands on the left hand side. Push it inside, find Lashan have no way to go, have to go back to Morton. Not a rather good play, but Morton was sandwiched by 2 players, losing it. Number 5 Kalia, push it inside, find Zion tapped it back, finding Liner, push it inside the middle, find Zion nicely. US looking rather smartly, pushing it inside, swinging some passes, heading to the danger zone, knocked it inside. Nice ball, but balloons deflect and was knocked out of the danger zone by the British Virgin Islands. Held up once more by the US as they're going back, trying to suck out the British. Look, giving it up once more. British trying to get down the flank. Let's see if Ben could overhaul it. Oh my goodness. I don't think. As he pulled up there, trying to take it out, but end up damaging himself, and he's down. That's Ben, who work up very nicely. A nice through ball, get it over, outscored, and he's down. He's not on the pitch, so play could continue. The US Virgin Islands on the left, trying to get it up the flank. Nice ball to Julian. Julian, oh, trying to get in front, trying to get around him smartly. It's inside. Julian's still going. Julian's still going. Loses it as tackle comes in there from the British Virgin Islands. That's the number 11 player. I don't know. Yo. Got you right. Whistle goes once more. It's an infringement for the US. Knocked it inside. Heads out there by the British Virgin Islands. Slapped it inside, trying to find his man up top, but giving it up to the US Virgin Islands once more. As Zion going back, finding the man, and Taj going across, finding his keeper. Knocked it back across to his left defender, as playing up the flank. Nice ball on the left flank. Is the US Virgin Islands attacking the BVI. Knocked it inside, trying to get it up to Julian, but cut out there by the midfielder. Ball going the other way. Jordan Abrams, number 5, trying to control it, keeping it down, looking for some help. Going back, find who? Morton, number 4. Number 4, find Lachel, number 10. Oh, losing his foot in. Oh, the BVI still attacking, still heading towards the danger zone. That's Finley held it up, looking for some help. Knocked it back inside and find who? Abrams, number 3. That's the half of the twin brother. Going back, finding number 11. Number 11. This ball going inside once more. They're trying to get it up the pitch. There's the British Virgin Islands. Have to go back. Nice defensive playing here. Get back to Abrams, number 3. As he comes across and find his brother, twin brother, number 5. That's Jordan. Jordan 17 inside. Find Morton. Morton tapped it inside, but losing, giving it up. As the US Virgin Islands coming ahead again. Overrun it is the midfielder who loses it, but retrieving it once more is the US Virgin Islands. And the left. Nicely stringing some passes is the US Virgin Islands. Giving it up. Finley. Nice ball. Pushing it fine. Lachel trying to thread it inside, but cut out there by the defender. Ball going the other way. US Virgin Islands taking it up the flank. Good one here. Trying to get it in his end and trying to get it inside. Nice ball. Could be trouble. Could build it up nicely. And take a shot. The ball deflect and going after keeper. Pascal, who going to his right. Going low. And just pushing it off the pitch, and it's going to be a corner. Good building up here by the US. On the left, as they're taking it down the flank, the runner, looking very smart, is Adam, as he take it down and whipped it inside, and goalkeeper Pascal had to make a brilliant save to get it out, and it's going to be a corner for the US Virgin Islands. We have 3-1, and we are getting deep inside the first half. 41st minute unofficially, as US Virgin Islands getting the first corner of the match. The box is crowded with players. Ball comes across. Let's see who is there. A lot of heads going up, but the BVI get the better of it. Who knocked it out. Find Lashan all by himself. Oh, losing his foot in. Ball going the other way. Nice ball. Pushing it out. Find the player, and Zander knocked it inside. Who is there? Oh, Abrams, number 3, all by himself. Pushed out. Find his brother, number 5. Abrams for the BVI. Held it up, and pushing it out. Find Miles Penn, trying to decide. Being attacked by one player, as he got to go back. Pushing it back, find Morton. Morton knocked it inside, find Abrams. Abrams tapped it back to his other brother. His twin brother, as a matter of fact, number 3. Dindin went across, find Sean. Held it up, trying to decide. Being attacked, knocked it inside nicely. Find Finley threading it nicely. The BVI stringing some passes here, looking rather neat. Lashan couldn't hold it up. but giving it up, regain is the BVI and taking it down the flank. Let's see. Lashan is there, who's trying to get inside but being attacked by the defender. And you have to go back. BVI still with the ball, pushing it down the flank. Trying to advance. Nice ball down the flank. Let's see if they could keep it on the pitch. Yes, they can. Losing his footing. And it's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. So, as both teams seem as though they're finding rhythm. They're stringing some good passes here. And the US Virgin Islands looking rather dangerously on the left flank. As a small player. He's small in stature. Zender, but he looking very smart coming up the flank. And failed to convert, but the ball going back to the defenders. Ball pushed across once more, and flank once more. Knocked up on the flank. Let's see who is there. The keeper Pascal gets there first. Was a bit hard and get over as Pascal roll it out. Find Abrams, number 5. That's Jaden. Get it out. Find Miles, number 12 for the BVI. Miles knocked it inside. Find who? Then as the substitution. That's number 16. That's ball come back to the keeper. It's an offside. It says Jackson. That's the substitution. That's the number 16 player for the BVI. And small, very thin, but seems as though it could be a handful. As the ball played out once more from the keeper to number 3, Jaden. Jaden find his brother. Pascal have to come off his line. Not playing the ball properly enough is number 5. And the US now. Oh my goodness, didn't read this one. Look at this 1-2. As the number 23 player, Julian, tried to knock it out. It was a 1-2. And couldn't read this one. And the ball going up to the British Virgin Islands. As we come to the end of the first half, where we are doing international friendly in Rotown Tortola with the US Virgin Islands. They are doing battle against the British Virgin Islands, as the US Virgin Islands were scored first to get into the scoring column, were leading in the 15th minute, and by Zenden, who scored the goal, looking rather smartly with the US Virgin Islands then, but the British Virgin Islands had different ideas, who came back in the 18th minute and scored a first goal to even, and the British Virgin Islands stepped it up a bit, and then before a minute they scored 2 goals and ended up putting in another one. So there are 3 goals now, and the US Virgin Islands still with 1. As we take you back to Master Control, where international friendly here in the British Virgin Islands. We came to the halftime, and it's going to be British Virgin Islands 3, US Virgin Islands 1. So we'll be right back. Everything good? No. One of these cables. Want to say a pleasant good afternoon to who just joining us in Radio Land as we are here in the British Virgin Islands witnessing this international friendly between the US and the British Virgin Islands. And we are in the final half as the ball comes across, finding Pascal in goal, who roll it out and find the defender. That's number 3, Jaden, who going back to Pascal, being attacked heavily by Julian and have to go back. Julian trying his utmost best, really hustling the defender up top. Nice ball comes out. Find number 18, trying to get inside but couldn't get it around the substitution. And the ball deflected and going off the pitch, throwing for the US Virgin Islands, trying to get in closer to the danger zone. Ball bubbles a bit and going off the pitch once more. It's going to be a throwing for the US once more. And we went into halftime. The scoreline was 3-1 in favor of the team in green. That's the British Virgin Islands. USVI with the ball in hand once more. Hodge toss it in. Way inside. Ball bubbles. Oh my goodness. College with the same player, just the number 23 player, Julian, who went up, but getting collided with the goalkeeper Pascal, who held on to it, and whistle goes. Ball playing from the back. Sean, number 11, taking it a flank, but have to go back. Heavy defensive playing here. Julian, who have to push him back. I think you have to go across. British Virgin Islands still with the ball. Going back to Pascal in goal as they are trying to suck in the USVI. Come across, find Sean. Sean once more, number 11. As he tries, held it up once more. Trying to make the side. Send a long ball down. Trying to find Latrell. Latrell, ball being pushed back. Find Mark, the substitution, who came on and push it inside. Find Latrell. Latrell trying to tread it inside, but cut out there nicely by the big defender, Antonio, who just get it back out of the danger zone and ball going back out into the middle of the pitch. Morton, one of the goal scorers in the first half. Find Latrell, number 10, going across and find his player Miles, who doing his on the left side, trying to get around his player. Couldn't do so. Good defensive playing. Miles still in control, trying to Baba weave as he tried going back. Good defensive playing as he pushed him back into the middle of the pitch. And St. Thomas USVI came up trump, but giving it up once more to the whistle on the play. And it's going to be the US Virgin Islands infringement. Number 11 just left in the ball to number 3, who realized he's leading, so he in no hurry. As we are in the final half, it's international friendly. US Virgin Islands going up against the British Virgin Islands. U20 from the back. Sean finding Smokey Seed, the number 15. Couldn't get this wrap around it. As Julian taking it inside. Julian still in control. Have one man to beat. Julian, number 23, can get around him. And the defender get the better of him, who knocked it up the flank. Get it inside. Latrell couldn't get there as a defender. Nice ball inside the middle. Find Jaden with the ball. Nice movement. Trying to find Julian. Couldn't do so. Overcooked. And the ball going straight to the goalkeeper. That's Parkins in goal for the British Virgin Islands. Roll it out. Find the man on the left. That's Jaden. Half of the twin, number 3, Abrams. Push it inside to find his player. Whistle on the play. As good playing here by the USVI. They're trying to the utmost best. Looking smart on the ball, but not finishing as getting the first opportunity, but chance going to begin. Ball up the flank once more. Miles spin. You have to go back. Finding his player, but being robbed there by the USVI. Slim. Whistle on the play, says Guillaume. The ball going the other way as the USVI player Colin, losing his footing. He's up and above. Nothing, no harm. And play continues as the ball roll off the pitch. The keeper still in goal as the first half. The USVI still need to keep their head up. Anything could happen because they're still looking threatening. Long ball down. BVI and the end of it. Terrence going down the flank once more, trying to work the left flank. This is the British Virgin Islands. Jaden very strong on the ball. But Zion as well. Trying to get around him. Can't do so. Ball come back to Pascal. Pascal just reverse as Julian trying to hustle him. Trying to force him to make a mistake. But Pascal have different ideas. Get it out. Find Jada number 3. That's the Abrams. Knocked back out by the defender. Ball in the middle once more. And US Virgin Islands at the end of it, trying to slap it down, trying to get it inside. Can't do so. The ball going over the touchline. And it's going to be a throw-in for the British Virgin Islands. It's ball inside. Tapped it over, trying to find his player. Find the defender instead, who just headed it out. British Virgin Islands giving it up once more. Whistle on the play as Guillaume indicated to the player that he's holding on, and the USVI as the British now take it over. Sean, push it inside, find Mark find number 17 trying to go through, but loses it to the USVI as they heading down the flank. Good tackle there by Sean, nicely up and above. Giving it up to Latrell on the flank, number 10. As sandwich, oh my goodness. And he's down, but the ball off the pitch. Oh. Between two players is the US. He's sandwich, but he's looking as stronger of the crop as he, number 16. Move ahead, get up very sharply, and looking for the next move. Number 2, going back to the sweeper. US going across, back to the keeper. The keeper comes off his line. As he going across, push it out, find Tommy and the defense. Tommy push it inside the middle. Find Jaden overrun it. Managed to get back there nicely. But being losing his foot in. Oh my goodness. Whistle on the play. Says Guillaume. Guillaume, he's in the middle alongside Richardson and Jackson. They're doing a wonderful job here so far. Game running very smoothly. No craters yet. As the USVI to Jaden going back to the defender. Defender looked up and slapped it inside. Who is there? As Julian was nowhere to be found. He's there now, trying to put some pressure on Pascal. Pascal pick it up, roll it out, finding Abrams, number 3. Half of the twin brother, but giving it up. And then taking a shot inside as the ball was overcooked. The striker couldn't get there as the keeper gets there first. So roll it out to his player. Ball going back. Find Sean. Sean get it inside. Find who? Number 5, Abrams. Abrams knocked it back to Sean. Sean tapped it over as find Morton. Morton keep it on the pitch nicely. Knocked it inside. Find Williams. That's Latrell. Latrell pushing it inside, but giving it up to the Centurion once more. The US Virgin Islands rather. So heavy tackle comes in. Morton down the left flank. Overlapping Morton. Morton taking it to the US Virgin Islands. Scored 1 goal in the first half. Let's see. Have one play to contend with. Going around him as he going on the flank, losing his foot in. Get around him nicely and oh my goodness, trying to pull the trigger. It's back in the back of the net once more as Morton, a very strong player here, and he get it inside the back of the net, and it's gonna be a goal once more. So the British Virgin Islands going ahead once more in the final half of this game, the 54th minute, and it's 4 goals to 1. So good work in here from Morton, and have 2 goals. Score the first goal in the first half, and seems as though he's limping a bit. Substitution, and as Quinn comes on, Morton going out. It seems as the whistle goes in the middle once more. USVI trying to spread it, get it out. Find number 2. Taz looking, trying to decide, knocked it down. Find Julian take it down, but giving it up to Sean trying to shield him and knocked it off the pitch. It's going to be a British Virgin Islands throw-in as we are here at the AO Shirley Recreation Ground, downtown Rotown Tartola. It's 4 goals to 1. Morton scored 2 goals. He's a defender and now he's off the pitch. And Quinn is down for him as the ball inside the middle once more. Nice ball. They'll end up fine. Number 18. Nice ball. Push back in by giving it up once more as he tapped it back to USVI. Losing his foot in. Number 17 is there. Ball deflected and going out to number 10. Lachel. Lachel getting across. Find number 6. Number 6. That's Mark. Mark find his player on the right. That's and the ball balloons are going back to the keeper as Julian. He's hustling, busting, hustling up front. I don't think he'll be able to finish this game because he's doing a lot of running. Ball inside once more. Abraham Brothers knocking it inside. Turns, diagonal. But the breeze taking a bit of it and the ball sail off the pitch. And it's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. It's 4-1. The international friendly, the U20. As it seems as though, oh my goodness, I talk a bit too fast. It's Julian now heading off the pitch. And Bryce is now replacing him up top. It's 4-1. Ball inside once more. Number 6 going across. Find the sweeper. US Virgin Islands. Tapping it back. Going the other way. Pushing it inside. Find Jaden. Nicely. Dancing on it. Looking very smart. And tapped it across. Nice ball. Find the player and number 16. Heading inside. Find once more. And a whistle on the play, says Guillaume. As the flag is up. It's in an offside position as the US Virgin Islands trying their utmost best to get up there because they are really back against the wall here. It's 4-1, and they are trying their utmost best to get using the first leg up front. Jaden going to Sean going back, find Pascal in goal. Pascal being attacked there by the striker Bryce as the ball pushed across. Find Dindin going across. Find the man in the middle. Knocked it back inside. Is US Virgin Islands. Latrell number 10 trying to shield off, but loses it. And the whistle as Latrell is trying to shield the play off the ball, but the ball way ahead of him. And instead of trying to go to the ball, he's trying to shield off the player, trying to hold on him, and losing his footing in the process. Oh my goodness, he's in the book. So he's the first player to be in the book. That's Latrell, who was down. And it's the first man to be in the book. Probably been something he been said to Guillaume because we know he's this kind of fellow. He'll be a little bit lenient and though he does his job very well. He's have a badge and he's up there in one of the FIFA team. So he's now what he above as an infringement for the US Virgin Islands. He's in a good position. Shot comes in. Pascal just knocked it down. Take the pace off of it. Hold it on the second attempt. Pushing his player out. As scan his field. Send a long ball down. But getting it instead of up to his player. Getting it off the pitch. The breeze taking a bit of it. As St. Thomas, number 2. With the ball in hands. US Virgin Islands, sorry. I always say St. Thomas. It's the US Virgin Islands. Send a long ball in, trying to find the striker, 10 going across, but being defended heavily there by Sean, that's number 11 player, and the ball going off the pitch. It's going to be a goal kick, says Guillaume. Ball spot by the keeper once more. Pushed across, find number 3, Abrams. Abrams going back to the keeper. Keeper comes across, finds Sean. Sean, number 11. Realized the player was coming and knocked it back to the keeper. The ball deflected and going to the keeper as the ball pushing across from the keeper, going across, find Abrams. That's Dindin, number 3, going across. Nice ball pushed inside. As it's been in a fight as the US Virgin Islands comes up, trumped on it, knocked it inside, and the player for the British Virgin Islands just whipped it off the pitch, and it's going to be a corner. Trying to get it out of the danger zone, trying to slow up the play somewhat for his players to get back into position, and it's sail off the pitch, and it's going to be corner for the US Virgin Islands. The box is crowded with players, and the USVI, after reaching to the scoring column first in the 15th minute of the first half, yet still, we are in the final half and they're yet to get back there as ball pulled inside. Yes, as the US trying to do a short pass, short corner, but didn't work out. The ball coming the other way. British Virgin Islands trying to keep it on the pitch. Knock the duck inside. A whistle on the play. It's going to be a throw-in for the US, it seems. Send it inside. US Virgin Islands. Small. Going back to the defender. Defender can't get around the British Virgin Islands. Quinn comes up with it. Quinn looking for some help. Have to get it inside and find number 17. Number 17. Number 17. Trying to go around his play and do it smartly, but being heavy defensive playing of the John, who get it inside, losing his footing in the process, and the ball bubbles and going out to number 16. Number 16 down the flank. Good ball. Good building up here by the US. Whistle on the play once more. Found himself in an offside position. That's number 18, it seems. Breast trying to go ahead, trying his utmost best to get inside the scoring column. Sean going back, find the sweeper. Abrams being a little bit lackadaisical, but the striker didn't get it. As Sean knocked it over. Find who? US Virgin Islands coming the ball the other way. Find the sweeper. As the sweeper pushing it down and find his player who turns number 16. Nicely inside. Number 19 is this. Heavy tackle comes in there once more from that's Mark, the substitution for the British Virgin Islands, number 6. And the ball going off the pitch. Good tackle there. He was catching the ball only and whipped it off the pitch. It's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. Inside here, trying to shield it off, losing his footing. Going up against Jaden. He's very strong on the ball, the number 5 player for the British Virgin Islands. That's Dundon. Number 5, Abrams, half of the twin. They are playing very well. Number 5 and number 3 for the British Virgin Islands. Twins, the Abrams brothers. Ball inside once more. US trying to get inside here. Strong player number 14. Have to turn back. Put on the flank. Ball slapped inside. The man. Oh my goodness. That's Pascal. Not to seems to having a very bright day. Had one nice save in the first half, but just put his hands up or just shadowing the ball, I think, and the ball going over his head. But he looking a bit rather ugly from way here, but it seems as though he just let it go by because the striker was coming. Didn't show of it, so just let it go by. Get it inside, find Mark, the substitution, but who giving it up to the US Virgin Islands? Oh, a little lackadaisical. The strongman Din comes across there. Jandana Abrams, who just push it back inside. Find who? Sean tapped it over. Find Dundon, number 5. Abrams, get it inside, trying to find Quinn, but find who? Lashan instead. Lashan, hustling, pushing it back, find number 17. British Virgin Islands in control, going back, find the substitution Mark. Number 6, who in no hurry, but oh my goodness, giving it up to the US Virgin Islands. Turn the other way. A lot of screaming inside. Still traveling, trying to get it inside, ball being cut out, ball deflect and going out to number 16, who we fighting. Trying to get around Smokey. Can't do so. Whistle on the play. The player for the US Virgin Islands is on the floor. And the whistle goes. So the physio comes out. And that's the number 13 player, it seems, who is on the floor. Danek. And he's up. So he's rather gingerly going off the pitch. As the physio alongside him. Fisherman for... as the ball will be going back to the British Virgin Islands. Guillaume, who did a great job here so far. One yellow card being shared so far to the number 10 player. That was Latrell Williams, who hustling a bit for a little man. He's really hustling in the middle. Ball tapped to number 3. Abrams trying to find his player, but find number 2 instead for the US Virgin Islands, who knocked it inside. Find Zion. Antonio getting it back inside, knocked it on the flank, pushing it up there, trying to get inside there, but Pascal have better ideas, who come out smartly, collect it nicely and roll it out. Find Smokey, number 15, substitution. That's Smokey for the British Virgin Islands, going back. Find Sean going back to Hawkins, who is in goal for the British Virgin Islands, and going across. Find Jaden, number 3. Jaden going back to Pascal, trying to draw out the US Virgin Islands, going across, find Sean calling someone, held it up, and going back to the keeper once more. As the US just moving from left to right. Going across, find number 3, Abrams. Push it inside, find his brother. As he turns, can't go away. Going back, but couldn't get it to his brother. As we see him pushing back a couple of plays so far and not getting it where he wanted, where he intended to. And giving it up to the US once more is number 5. Jaden Abrams, as a matter of fact. Throw comes in once more from the US. Fighting it, going back. Pushed back by the British Virgin Islands. Comes across. Nice ball. Diagonal across the pitch. Oh my goodness. Let's see if he could get at the end of it. No, he can't. That's the ball, the breeze. We have a heavy breeze with us as we are here in the burning sun in the AO Shirley Recreation Ground. Ball comes in. Find Mark. Mark. Going back. Find Smokey. Smokey. The 2 substitutions for the British Virgin Islands as he going back to Hawkins in goal. Hawkins just tapped it inside. Who is there? Has been attacked by 2 players. Get it out. Find Jaden. On the left. Jaden pushing it out. Find the defender. The defender pushes it inside. Find Jaden. That's very strong on the ball. Getting it out and find Smokey, number 15. Smokey with the ball for the British Virgin Islands. Tapped it up the flank. Trying to find number 17. Could keep it on the pitch as he tapped it in. Trying to find Quinn, but didn't do it efficiently enough as number 2. Taz knocked it back down the flank. Find number 16. Number 16 between 2 players can't handle it. As Mark end up on the end of it. Nice playing here by Dimitri, number 8. And the ball going off the pitch. It's going to be a throw-in for the British Virgin Islands. It's Smokey, the substitution. We are in the final half as the British Virgin Islands came from behind and just outrunning the US Virgin Islands. Going across. Let's see if they could keep it on the pitch. Yes, he can. Oh, no, he can't. As the British Virgin Islands, instead of going forward, they are going across from right, going across to left. And the whistle as we're having a water break as the heat of the sun here in the Shirley Recreation Ground. So we're having a slight water break here again once more in the final half of this international friendly. The US Virgin Islands doing battle versus the British Virgin Islands. The US Virgin Islands scored first, and the British Virgin Islands came back in the first half, scoring 3 goals, and in the second half they scored 1 more goal, so they have 4 goals to 1 here at the AO Shirley Recreation Ground. As we are here with 284 collaborating with CCT, both phone, and they are doing a wonderful job here for us this afternoon. We're having another game tomorrow and on Sunday as well. So we're asking you to come on out here, who in the British Virgin Islands, come on out and support your guys as the US taking on the British in a friendly. It's an international friendly, and the U20 is playing this afternoon. Tomorrow we'll be seeing the U17, and I promise you it's going to be a good one. So right now we're on a water break, not going to be for long. Yes, as we are here at the Shirley Recreation Ground as the water break finish and ball back inside as US Virgin Islands just shot in. Oh my goodness! As we're seeing the British Virgin Islands make a substitution with this Primo in goal. The US Virgin Islands had a chance once more, couldn't capitalize. Primo diving to his right, pulled it down, scan his field, send a long ball down. As the ball being hit from in the middle of the pitch once more. Could be trouble, could be problems! Oh my goodness. As the striker hits inside and it's sent to the back of the net. Oh, good playing here by the US Virgin Islands. See that the substitution goalkeeper, who is Primo, who been a little lackadaisical. The ball came from in the middle of the pitch. Slammed it down by Rene and Bryce finishing it. As Primo was in goal. He's a substitution for they take out Parkins and put in Primo. Was a little lackadaisical off his line, and ball just tapped back in. And so the US Virgin Islands, they are scored in, and they are up now 4 goals to 2. They are trying to get ahead. They on 2. Scored the first goal. Ball pushed back all the way to Primo, who is in goal for the British Virgin Islands. Going across and find Morton. Morton knocked it inside and find Mark. Mark going across. Find who? Jaden. Jaden slapped it inside, trying to find Lashan, but cut out there by the US Virgin Islands. The ball pushed inside the middle. And Mikey, Finley, who just get it to Mark. Mark slapped it across. Find Jaden Ambrose, who Abrams, who knocked it inside the middle. Find Finley. Finley slapped it inside nicely. The British Virgin Islands are really working up. Find number 16. Number 16 trying to get inside. Couldn't do so. The ball knocked back out. Trying to dance on it, but being pushed off the ball by the US Virgin Islands. As the ball slapped back inside. Trying to go ahead. The US Virgin Islands find a little venom now. They scored the second goal. As the ball turns. Good turn here by Lashan. Lashan couldn't get a foot around it. Kicked and on the defender who getting up gingerly. He's up. And ball going back to Primo in goal for the British Virgin Islands. Looked up and rolled it out. Find who? Morton. Morton not moving very well. It seems as though he's nursing an injury. Back inside once more. The striker is here once more. Oh my goodness, couldn't get it. Oh, good playing here. Good defensive playing here by Smokey, who just whipped it off the pitch. 4 corner. And the US Virgin Islands seem as though they found another gear. They're squeezing the British Virgin Islands now, putting some pressure on. And it's going to be a corner. Let's see if they could convert. It's 4 goals to 2. John with the corner. Send a nice one in. Oh, head goes up. Ball still on the floor. Could be anybody's ball. People couldn't hold on it. And US Virgin Islands comes out trying to get the space, but giving it up as the defender. Fine. Oh, my, giving it up once more. US Virgin Islands taking it to the goal. Oh, Morton is there. Ball deflect and come back. US Virgin Islands still in control. Trying to decide. Knocked it across. Who is there? Head out there by number 17. The ball bubbles a bit. Still US Virgin Islands. And it's trying the bicycle. Not too heavy on it, but losing his footing in the process. As the ball bubbles to the keeper, who is Primo, Mark, who is in goal. Scan his field, roll it out. Find number 3, Abrams. Abrams knocked it up the pitch. Find Mark. Mark for the British Virgin Islands. Mark going back, but giving it up. Oh, can't get around him. Good defensive playing here by Smokey. The ball going off the pitch. It's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. It's 4 goals to 2. Number 2, the ball in hand for the US. Scan his field and send it inside. Find his player nicely. First touch was a bit poor. Couldn't keep it on the pitch. And the ball going off the pitch is going to be a throw-in for the British Virgin Islands. Doesn't seem not too much in a hurry. That's Smokey, it seems. Get it inside. Trying to find his player being pushed off the pitch. And couldn't let the ball get past him. And it's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. Pushing it back. US Virgin Islands stringing some passes. Oh my, giving it up once more as the ball comes across. Let's see who is there. Going off the pitch once more. It's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. Number 2. Speed up things. Realize he is trailing. Nice ball inside. Let's see if we can keep it on the pitch. No, he can't. It's going to be a throw-in for the British Virgin Islands as the US trying. They found another gear, and they are just trying to be clinical to finish. As they have 1 goal in the final half. And they are up 2 now. But the British Virgin Islands is all the way at the 4. Having another substitution. Number 17. Tommy came in as Aaron gone off as pushing it inside. Shot comes in. Primo just knocked in the pace off of it. They're pushing it back out, but the striker was there. But he gets there first. Had to turn around and much Bristol as he knocked it back into play. That's a goalkeeper. Mark, that's Primo. And ball going off the pitch. Yes, trying to get in there. Morton, one of the goals. I think he have 2 goals in this game so far. Morton pushing it back, find the defender. Defender knocked it inside. Cut out there by Zion. Zion tried to pull it down, but the ball deflect and going away from him. And it's going to be a throw-in. As the US Virgin Islands now, I realize we are coming into the end of this game and they are trying the utmost best to get even. Ball played inside once more. Oh my goodness. Heavy defensive. Zion, take a shot. But harmlessly over the bar. Primo can breathe easier now because Zion, he seems as though he's a very strong player over the ball. He's doing well, but needs some help inside there. As Primo starting from the back once more. The goalkeeper spread it out. Find Abrams, number 3. Slapped it inside. Ball deflect. End up at the USVI. Tapped it inside. USVI. Oh, giving it up. Smokey. Big, good defensive play in here. As ball being pushed off the pitch. Mark has been held back. We'll be doing some substitution. Player going off and player coming on. So whistle goes once more. Smokey with ball in hand for the British Virgin Islands. Toss it in. But head out there inside once more. Lashan trying to send it inside. Ball deflect off the defender. Heavy tackle comes in. Lashan losing his foot in. It's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. As we hardly can see his number. He's well messed up there, Tommy. And get it inside. Let's see. Number 16. Pushing it around. Trying to get around his player. But British Virgin Islands have different ideas. Quinn. Nicely turned. Get it inside. Find number 17. Number 17. Ball deflect and going back to the defender who knocked it out. Ball come back inside. But USVI at the end of it. Trying to find a rhythm here is the USVI. But the British Virgin Islands had different ideas. Mark. And going back to Smokey. Smokey pull it up, number 16, and going back to Sean. Sean looked up, trying to decide, slapped it inside, find who? Jaden, number 5. Abrams switched it nicely, trying to find his player to number 17, but can't do so as the ball going off the pitch. Still, instead of playing it to the front of him, he played to the back once more. Number 5, that's Abrams. And still not getting this quality pass from him. But managed to still working inside the middle. Ball comes across once more. USVI in control, taking it down the left flank. Push it inside, trying to find his player. Oh, cut out there by Sean. He's a very strong player, going through 2 players. Can't keep it on the pitch. It's going to be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands. It's 4-2 here at the A.O. Shirley Recreation Ground. It's an international friendly. US Virgin Islands doing battle versus the British Virgin Islands. Number 17, Tommy, with ball in hands. Trying to decide, trying to throw it in. A throw-in as he tosses it in, trying to find his player. As he turns and going to the keeper, Primo comes out easily in the end. Let's pick it up in no hurry. Realize leading here, roll it out and find who? Sean, number 11. Sean, have 1 man to go around. Do so nicely and going back, find Primo in goal. Who substitute? Take as he replaces Pascal. And 1 goal scored him so far. Back inside. Nice ball inside. Let's see if this ball pushed back to Primo, who just easily pushing it out. Find number 3. That's Abrams. Abrams, long ball down. Trying to find Lashan, but the US Virgin Islands who just giving it up once more. Nice ball. Pull it back. Trying to decide, going back to his player in the middle. So US Virgin Islands, playing the ball behind him, but managed to kept it on the pitch. Nice ball going back to the defender. He comes around, find the Rene, the sweeper, as Rene pushing it out and find number 17, Tommy. Tommy nicely trying to get one Quinn, but Quinn is a little tough competitor. Good. Oh my goodness, that's a bad play there. But Smokey is down, but he gets up. And the number 16 player just tapped him. It's 16 versus 15 there, and no harm as he just tapped him, and everything is good. As the ball pushed back once more. Sean is there at the end of it. Primo as well, the goalkeeper, who comes out. The ball is on the floor. And the striker just going. Needs some time in this game. Just charging him, attacking him, and you have to pick it up. He's the keeper. Push it to Sean. Sean find Abrams, number 5. Number 5 finds Smokey. Smokey on the flank, trying to get around him. Can't do so. The tackle comes in, but Smokey managed to keep it on the pitch. Trying to get Quinn. Let's see if Quinn could overhaul it. Yes, he can. Quinn down the flank. And the flag is up. As the ball going over the touchline, over the line. So it's going to be throwing for the US Virgin Islands. As Quinn, who came in the final half and had to throw it back as the ball played once more. USVI from the back, trying the utmost best to win this one. Ball comes across once more. Can't keep it on the pitch. Is Lashan. No, Sean, as a matter of fact, number 11. And just push it out of the pitch as he just hustle back. And it's number 17 going back, find number 8. Number 8 push it inside. Find number 14. Number 14 going across. Find player on the right. Nice ball inside. Shot comes in. Oh my goodness, nice one there. Using his skill, just pulling it one time down and hustling it. Goalkeeper didn't realize he was kicking it. I thought he was going to take a next touch, but he didn't. He sent it one time. Zion, it is a very strong player on the ball, and it seems as though he's going off. And he being replaced by Lionel. So the US Virgin Islands looking some fresh legs here. Good playing, good as the coach work a bit is Zion, so he's off now, taking a rest. Lionel is in for him. Sean, number 11 for the British Virgin Islands. Sean still with the ball. Sean tapped it inside. Find who? The US Virgin Islands. Who just whipped it inside. Nicely, nice ball, nice turns. As the US Virgin Islands. US Virgin Islands still in control, trying to get in there. Oh, as the ball bobbles a bit and come back out by the defender who knocked it back out. And US knocked it over once more. This one could be trouble as the man knocked it inside. The player on the wing who tapped it back and a shot comes in. Ooh, couldn't keep it on target. As it seemed as though he take a deflection and going away from goal. As the British Virgin Islands coaches can breathe properly now because this one we're looking at rather dangerous. As the player Aaron was looking as if he was going to finish this one, but pulled the trigger but didn't get it on target, and it's gonna be a goal kick to the British Virgin Islands. It's 4-2. Primo in goal. Send a long ball down. US Virgin Islands and the end of it. Went across to the left, to the right. Push it inside. US Virgin Islands still in control. Went across, find midfielder. Nicely diagonal across the pitch. And Telly Pope motoring down the flank. Turns back. Giving it to the midfielder. Who nicely, smartly push it inside. Find his player. Oh, being attacked by one player. Oh, and couldn't get it in as the British Virgin Islands coming the other way once more. It's ball inside Mark. Substitution loses it. Whistle on the play. Says Gum. It's going to be British Virgin Islands ball. It's 4-2 in favor of the British Virgin Islands. It's an international friendly. We are here 284 collaborating with CCT boat phone as ball come back inside the middle. Sean running through heavy traffic as the ball being played outside by Zante, number 18 down the flank. Have Smokey to duel with. Going back, find number 17. Number 17 get it inside and find 23. 23 turns diagonal across the pitch, trying to find the man on the wing. Let's see if he could manage it. Yes, nicely. Oh my goodness. Take it down nicely and nice movement off the ball as well as he knocked it inside. Who is there? Trying his bicycle again once more. Didn't work. Shot comes in, but being blocked there. Too close to get something out of it. Ball being tapped back up in the air once more. This one could be trouble for him again. For Primo. Oh, going back. Oh my goodness. Have to just the ball probably dropped on the crossbar. Primo went back. The first goal, remember, scored on him was a ball he just stayed there trying to get back, was out of his line a bit too far, and the ball just dropped into the back of the net. Where he was hustling to keep it out, as a matter of fact, and had to throw himself. It was on the floor, and the striker just tapped it in. So it seems as though it's happening again as Primo sent a long ball down. Didn't start it, but he's there in the second half. Trying to switch it inside. Fine, Jaden still with the ball. Jaden, as he tried to go around the player, can't do so. And the ball going off the pitch. We are deep inside this match, and the British Virgin Islands, they are leading the US Virgin Islands 4-2. The US Virgin Islands scored first in the 15th minute of the first half, and British Virgin Islands scored 2 goals very close to each other in the space of less than a minute to go ahead. And now it's 4-2. Nice ball. Number 5, Jaden, trying to find Quinn. Let's see if Quinn can get on it. Yes, he can. Quinn, take it. Quinn trying to get around his player. Quinn still with the ball. Knocked it inside. Who is there? No one is there. As Lashan couldn't find his legs. And ball, as he been there cranking the USVI thing the front. Good ball here. Trouble. Problems. Oh my goodness, a whistle. As Calais found himself in an offside position, trying to go ahead, as the ball was a little bit late from Denitry. He didn't pick up this one. He moved too early and found himself in an offside position. Says Vernal. He's alongside Guillaume and Jackson. And the whistle goes. So it's an infringement for the British Virgin Islands. Captain Abrams, number 3. We're playing the left defender right now. Send a ball up, trying to find his player. Ball heads out there by the defender. The US Virgin Islands trying to keep it out of the danger zone. As ball comes across, Jordan making a bit of height, like he hanging there like Michael Jordan, trying to get it out. But this player getting the better of it. Smokey can't keep it on the pitch, and it's gonna be a throw-in for the US Virgin Islands as Smokey, number 15, couldn't keep it on the pitch. Number 17 for the US Virgin Islands, ball in hand, and toss it in. Fine. Dimitri. Oh, too heavy on display. Pushing it off the pitch is number 20. Aaron as trying to go ahead and overcooked it. The ball going off the pitch. It's going to be a throw-in for the British Virgin Islands. We'll be right back here tomorrow, and we'll be having some nice, lovely weekend. Quinn, number 13, Terrence, trying to get in there, but the US Virgin Islands get a bit of him. Number 8, going back to his keeper. Andrew, get it out, find number 8. Number 8, tapped it inside, trying to find his player, Aaron, but couldn't do so. Number 8 picked it up nicely, knocked it down the flank once more. He's off and going, but too close to the goalkeeper, Primo, who scanned his field and rolled this one out, finding his player, Morton. Up the flank once more, Morton. Find Mark, sure. Trying to find Lashan, but can't do so. As the ball find the defender instead, who knocked it inside the middle. USVI, number 8. Find this player. Nice ball. Nice building up here by the US Virgin Islands. Down the right flank. Let's see if they could convert this one as they're heading. Nice overlap in there. Oh, heavy tackle comes in. A whistle on the play, and it's going to be a corner, it seems. Let's see. He's heading there. It's Guillaume. And it's an infringement, it seems, just outside the 18-yard box, it seems. He's there standing. Players is a flood in the box, so it's going to be. It was just outside the box. Luckily for the British Virgin Islands, the tackle comes in. Was not a good one. Guillaume, he's there on top of things. He's having a word with the wall, and the box is crowded with players. The USVI trying to get closer as there are 2 goals behind. Knocked it over. Let's see who is there at the far end. Couldn't get it inside. As the ball taps and going, it's gonna be a throw-in, it seems. We cannot see it too well from here where we are, but it seems as though it's going to be a throw. A throw for the US Virgin Islands. Ball comes across, nice one. Small chop, but he have a big throw. And as we come to the end of this game, where the British Virgin Islands do battle against the USVI, and the USVI, they started very well as they get into the scoring column, and they get into the scoring column. Zenda, who found the net for the US Virgin Islands in the 15th minutes of the first half. But the British Virgin Islands had different ideas, so stepped it up a notch and they scored 2 goals in quick time. And they went ahead. The end up in the first half was 3-1. Come back in the second half, they scored 1 goal. So they went 4 goals. And everything, as we come to the end of it, where the British Virgin Islands 4 and the US Virgin Islands 2. So we'll be right back here tomorrow as we take you back to Master Control.